Hi, I'm your L7 movie guy, Pierre Marks. This is the show for all your movie streaming recommendations and reviews. Let's get started. First up we have is The Wrecking Crew, a action comedy where estranged half-brothers Johnny and James reunite after their father's mysterious death. As they search for the truth, buried secrets reveal a conspiracy threatening to tear their family apart.
Don't ever go against the family, Jerry.
Now, I definitely thought from its trailer that this was going to be totally dumb and over the top when it comes to its ridiculous action and easiest of plot predictability.
I knew you wouldn't say that.
And after watching this one, I will say it was all those things and much more. Sure, we get our usual brother macho rivalry as well as that competitive crew type humor that actually made me laugh here and there, but did an even better job of making me actually care about the family dynamic as well as their past drama for the storyline.
Say what?
Now for the action aspect of this film, I will say this is where the production shines the most from a technical standpoint. That's because they knew exactly how to mix in that 90s action comedy shoot 'em ups with the modern day age of CGI and the fight choreography of today's standards.
That's cool.
Which is shown with its excellent framing of the cinematography as well as its accurate editing for those long shots. That in some scenes worked for its pacing as well as its unforgiving bloodshed moments. But in other scenes was really lacking in terms of realism or believability when it came to its AI or CGI special effects.
Well, that's disappointing.
As for the actors and their characters, I would say they were written as well as chosen correctly for a film of its dysfunctional magnitude as well as its beautiful atmosphere.
Awesome. That's a good thing.
That's because Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa worked so well with each other when it came to their chemistry and their own brand of comedic timing dialogue of their male ego pride sense of humor, which really succeeded and made me buy into their characters as well as them being brothers in the film.
Brother from another mother.
No.
Now, for our side characters, I would say they were likable and enjoyable for the most part, and that's because one of them is just basically being an impressionable sidekick, and the other one is just basically a beautiful love interest for the main character. That ultimately worked in servicing the main plot in certain scenes, but then oddly fell short and was a missed opportunity in other scenes. As for the antagonist characters, I would say they're not the greatest in this because they were written in a way that wasn't evil enough or just stood out in terms of screen time.
Because you're not quite evil enough.
Overall, this was extremely entertaining and surprisingly funny. It was like if this film took the brother aspect of the film The Accountant and mixed it in with the film Tango and Cash or that Don Lundgren film Showdown in Little Tokyo. If I had any real complaints for this film, I would say it's the poor CGI that was put into the highway scene, as well as the fact that there's too many characters in this for a film with a simple premise, and could have benefited from the idea of less is more concept.
And that's something that I would like you to work on.
But the film didn't drag or leave me feeling any type of boredom, and all the good outweighs the bad, so that is why I'm going to give this one a yay. As for an audience thumb scale though, I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. Last up we have is Villains, a horror comedy where a pair of amateur criminals attempt to break into a house after their car breaks down nearby. They soon realize they are way over their heads as they discover that the homeowners are harboring a dark secret.
What are you hiding?
So this was interestingly weird and oddly unique for an indie type movie. And I found myself with the production really enjoying what they were able to do with its budget.
Money.
Because even though the majority of the film is shot within a house, it wasn't like it was slow or anything, or even suspenseful enough. But what really works for all those elements was how uncomfortably different and strange the comedy humor was. Which absolutely and definitely makes all the villains in this more creepier as well as more mysterious.
What a freak show!
This is due and credited to the story writing as well as the easiest of pacing of the editing when it came to this film. Also too, with its cinematography, we get some great framing of our characters' faces, as well as some cool rack focus pull-in shots of certain items in the house or things around the house. That definitely plays into foreshadowing or big reveals of certain plot points leading up to certain scenes, as well as characters.
Surprise, bitches! We're alive and it's blowing your minds right now!
Which kind of pumped up the horror aspect of this film because it wasn't really scary in the traditional sense, but more grounded on the idea about trying to escape from bad people or the struggles of being held captive.
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch!
Now, our characters in this were different in many unique ways. Whether it was our two somewhat protagonists being written with poor judgment or a sense of morality that at times felt very brave, but then at other times seemed very idiotic and immature.
You're acting like a child.
Which I will say that the actors Mackay Monroe as well as Bill Skarsgård did a very good job displaying this with their characters throughout the film, but I'm pretty sure that any other actors could have done these characters either the same or maybe even better.
I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Enough!
As for our two main antagonist characters, I would say they are the major standouts in this. Whether it was Kyra Sedgwick's performance being so over the top with their character that basically shows a person with a mental screw loose, or Jeffrey Donovan's performance of a character that is so well put together of an evil Southern gentleman type that for sure will give you the willies.
It's really freaking me out.
That ultimately at certain times definitely complemented each other in terms of their chemistry, but then at other times felt very silly, manipulative, and gave off some type of parental dorkiness type vibe to it.
Do you think that you can manipulate me?
In the end, this film was entertaining enough and has a decent ending to it as well. I will say it's a very independent version of those home invasion films like Don't Breathe or People Under the Stairs. But unfortunately with this film, it doesn't commit to the insanity or the crazy horror aspect like those other films do. Which is actually my gripe with this film because it seemed to be really focused on two different couples' romances instead of focusing on other things and really kind of takes you out of certain scenes. Still though, I'm a believer in supporting indie type films and this one was kind of fresh and by all means not a terrible film. So that is why I'm going to give this one a yay. But for an audience thumb scale, I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. Well, that's all the time we have. As always, smash that like and subscribe button. And if you liked any of the movies we discussed, please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and may the movies be with you. Lates.